Hey everybody, this is Mike with the One Stop Co-op Shop, and today I'm doing a playthrough of Worldspanners. This is the reimplementation of the Duel of Ages system, which I've been a fan of for a while, and disclaimer that I was sent a review copy of the first 3 sets. And if you like the content on the One Stop Co-op Shop, consider supporting us through Patreon. You get early access to our videos and exclusive videos every month you can't see anywhere else. You can also listen to our podcast for reviews and design discussions, or join the conversation and say hi on our Discord. So again, this game system was originally called Duel of Ages, but this is a updated reimplementation of it. And I did a preview of the campaign mode during the crowdfunding campaign, and then they sent me a copy, and I just kind of forgot to cover it until my buddy Jerry asked a couple weeks ago. He was like, hey, are we going to play Worldspanners? And I was like, oh my gosh, I have that one. So I do love the game. I wanted to get to it finally. So I'm going to do a quicker playthrough here using full characters, because there is a decent amount to run in the game, and it's kind of a hard one to film. So usually the standard loadout of characters is 8 or 9, and then you give the AI, the automa, more characters, because that's one of the main balancing things, that they just have more people doing stuff because they're inherently a little bit dumber than you. But here I'm going to do sort of a more intro scenario where I have 6 characters and they have 7. So I've randomly created this map with a combination of what are called keys, which are these, you can kind of see this one moving here, these smaller pieces, and 3 platters, which are these bigger ones. And I've ended up with a fairly open map. The Horselands, this one over here, has basically nothing except open plains, except for like a little bit of water and forests. The second platter, the Elemental Temple, has like one big set of buildings here in the middle. That's the temple, obviously. But again, pretty open besides that. And this last one, the Swamp Stronghold, is the most difficult to traverse because this water you have to walk through more slowly, and these swamps are going to slow you down. Some buildings over here. But still, if we get some ranged combat characters, we're definitely going to be able to shoot a lot of people. So speaking of characters, one of the big things about Worldspanner is the huge diversity in characters you can control. So you get 6 more than you're going to control, and you pick which ones you want to keep. So I got to draw 12 total. Here's 8 of them. And I'm not going to talk through like everything because there's a lot of details for these characters, but they have like stats over here, they have health over here, special powers. But yeah, so who did I go for? I went for the Ghoul of Old Haven for kind of a bruiser character to just fight it up with the Automa characters. But I skipped some of the more peaceful characters here. Prince Wallard Blatt is kind of stuck in a time loop, so he's sort of weird. I thought that would be a bit tough to show in a video. But I did keep Zane, Ya Gonna Getcha, and Coach Quinn. And then out of these 4 up here, Smoke is great for maps with lots of buildings because he can move through them more quickly. There are very few buildings in this map, so I said no. Tanthos is kind of a wacky one, so I decided to go for Cassina, who can transform into a dragon. That's always fun. And Kiri Silvertip, who can fly. Also always good. So here's my full crew, and let's talk through some things. So they've got their health value up here. They've got their inherent melee attack down here. Now, she has a bunch of like extra numbers and a whole entire extra set of stats because she turns into a dragon. So why am I using her for the example, Mike? Here we go. This is easier. So here's all their stats, movement, and a bunch of other stuff that's going to be called for by adventure checks, and also like determine which equipment you can use and how well you use it. But yeah, so Kiri Silvertip, she has 4 life. She can move 5 spaces. She has a weak little basic melee attack. And then she has special powers. So in her case, she gets a bonus attacking fiends, anybody with little horns, which would be down here. And she can fly. That's her big thing. Everybody also has stuff down here. This is something she starts with, a boost token. These are types of items she's proficient with that she gets a bonus for. And then these are her like kind of character type. So she's both a fairy and a female. It doesn't usually matter for most things unless an effect calls for it. Zane's going to start with 3 money. Cassina is going to start with 2 money and a card, which is pretty rare to actually start with an item right off the bat. And just to show you this other symbol, the Ghoul of... Oh, wow, actually, you're going to get you. It's going to start with 2 cards. And Ghoul of Goldhaven's going to start with a card. I'm saying it's rare, and maybe it's not. Ghoul of Oldhaven has this little red marker here. That means he can't trade with the other characters. So if he gets a card that's like perfect for You're Gonna Getcha, too bad, because he's a ghoul and he doesn't want to talk to you. So I'm giving them their tokens, and let's see what we get. Ooh, You're Gonna Getcha's going to get a riot helmet right off the bat. And every item has a minimum strength and intelligence to use, which she can clearly do. And then you also see if the type of item matches their proficiencies for a bonus. No. So she's got +1 armor from the riot helmet. Ooh, and a pistol, which she's pretty dang good with, a 6. And wow, this has great piercing. That's like how well it gets through their armor and then the amount of damage it might cause afterwards. It's range. And yes, you can use this one too, but also not proficient with it. But still, that's a fantastic little start there. And what else do we have? Okay, Coach gets a secret card. They got kittens in a box. When given as tribute to Lith, we'll show you what that means. This card's value equals its user. That gets like their justice or stat. Oh, wow, he's a 7. He's the best. Oh, this is a fantastic card to give to him. That's that -2. And for each point of value, owner gains either 1 tribute or 1 gold. Oh, so he can go and just like give that to Lith. This is like the goddess of the arena we're fighting in, and just get us a ton of stuff. That's amazing. Great card for him. I know where he's going. Okay, Ghoul of Oldhaven's getting a green card. These are like the best of the best. Helm of Polonius. That was the guy who got stabbed behind like a curtain in Hamlet, right? So he's, oh my gosh, he's got +2 defense. He's got +2 fame, which he has 0 of. Owner is immune to side switching, steal, destroy, and any mental abilities he wants. And wow, but yeah, +2 armor. He already has 4 armor, which is by far the highest in my group. So it's gonna be tough for any of their dudes to even hurt him. Okay, then Cassina gets a war card, which tends to be weapons, and indeed it is. A Wild Wood. Okay. So it's 1 to 3 range. Uses the like point hand stat. Oh, she's only a 3 with unless she turns into a dragon. So who would be better to give this to? Kiri's decent with it. Actually, Coach Quinn has a 6. And then, I forgot. Zane. Before entering the map, he gets to pick a permanent upgrade. He can have a power flex and be really strong and have good piercing for his basic melee attack. He can get a shield that makes him have 8 armor. Jesus. Or he can get an Omni track that gives him 9 in both ranged attack things, or he can make himself a little bit faster. So what if Cassina gives Zane the Wildwood? I mean, it's not like an amazing weapon, but good enough to mess up some people. So, okay, cool. So that's all of my people starting. Now let's show you how the Automa is set up. So when I played before with the campaign, they used like this other set of kind of simpler enemies. That's why I wanted to shrink down the number of people we're dealing with in this playthrough. I'm using some suggested ones that they said are good for showing the game early or learning the game. Now, each enemy on the back has a little bot symbol with 1 of 3 colors, white, gray, or black. Now here the numbers are very uneven. We've got 2 white, 1 gray, and 4 black. So what you do is you move characters to kind of even it out, so every line is fairly equal to each other. So now I've got 3 in the black row, 2 in the gray row, 2 in the white row. Now I can turn them over. So they've got Boris Andronov, super tough guy, starts with 1 gold, but you can convert him to your side if you save up enough money and pay him off. And oh my god, this is the worst guy in the entire game. I used him in my last playthrough and murdered everybody. The Bladed Terror is basically like the Xenomorph from the Alien series, just running around killing people. Okay, and then down here we got Katie Rice, a prospector with a boost to start. So the gold, the other loot you can use for lots of things. Boost will let you boost all your stats by 1 for 1 round, and the Automatus kind of uses it whenever they can. Got Pyraxian. He's a slow dude, but he's made of crystal, so he has 8 armor, and he has pretty amazing stats, and he starts with a boost and a coin. And our last 3, we've got Blackbeard. Sure you know who he is. And he can, once per game, dig up his pirate treasure, which he'll try to do. Got Perendor, who's just great at moving around. Although he's good at going through woods and rough terrain, which there isn't a ton of on these maps, so that won't help him too much. And Philip Redlegs, a really good adventurer who gets a lot of chances to re-roll their tests, basically. Okay, so they didn't start with any cards. See, I told you it was kind of rare. Whereas I've got items just falling out all over the place. Well, let's jump in. I'll explain things as we go. In this shorter game, we're going to play until the end of round 8. In a kind of more standard game where I would have 8 or 9 characters and they'd have even more, 9 or 10, we would play into 10 rounds, and then a long game would be 12 rounds. Although, as you're going to see, the first round is basically a null round, so we're really playing like 7 real rounds. Team White, which I've randomly given to the Automa, is going to start out. And then we'll have a black turn. That's my team. And then we'll do the same thing for round 2, round 3. You get the idea. But let's quickly see how you win the game by the end of those rounds. So there's a bunch of these adventure keys scattered around the board. Let me find one that's more facing upright. Here we go, the Watchman Keep. So each of these little spots here with like sort of the goldish background thing on it is a spot that if a character lands on, they can resolve an adventure. It'll either be testing them against a certain type of stat on their board, or they'll just be spending loot, money, so that's what those coins are good for. Or the quest one that's on each one has you actually drawing a card from the matching deck and resolving some stat test there. And when you succeed, besides getting some other bonuses, you put your side's token on there, And whichever of the two sides, white and black, has more tokens on a given key gets 1 victory point, 1 point towards winning the game. And there are 5 of these adventure keys plus lifts, so that's 6 points to go around. And then finally, each side can get 1 point if they don't have anybody in the deepest level of the underworld, which is where you go when you die. You can do tests to bring somebody up into the next lower level. If you have nobody in here but have people in here, then you do get the 1 victory point. And then you can do another test in another adventure to bring them back to life completely. So you can cycle heroes back in. But yeah, if you're getting a lot of people killed, you're probably not going to get that extra bonus victory point. So yeah, it's 7 victory points to go around. And another little bonus for the AI, because they're dumb, besides having extra characters, is that they start with 2 what's called Lith's Tribute, which applies to this Lith's Lair key and another one called Death's Edge. But that's also what these kittens are going to help, because it's going to give me up to 5 tribute. And since only one side can be in control of a given adventure for the victory point, you're like canceling out the other side's stuff first. So here, if I gave her the kittens and got 5 tribute, I would get rid of their 2 tribute and then flip it to my side and get 3 tribute that they would have to try to get rid of. So that's kind of how things go. You're running around trying to do adventures, but you're also murdering each other. So let's get into the first round and show you how the game plays. And the steps of a turn: first, you have the free action turn, where the active team can take free actions, things like trading with each other and stuff. Then every member of the team gets to take 1 action. You can see here they can move. Slip away is a special type of move where you can switch spots with an enemy if they're like just blocking your access to somewhere you need to get. You can unleash a minion, which is a specific card you need to get, so that's going to almost never happen. Or you can shoot if you have a ranged weapon. So you can see at the moment it's going to be pretty much all moving. That's how it tends to go. Then people with ranged weapons on the other team can shoot at you if you ran by, so there's sort of opportunity fire in here. Then you have melee, which is simultaneous, so if people are next to each other, they fight both sides, so it doesn't matter whether it's your turn or not. Then you adventure on those adventure paths, and then you reinforce. Now, in round 1, because nobody's on the map yet, we're going to do what's called reinforcing and dismissing. We're going to bring on 1/3 of our team. Usually it's 1/3 rounded up, but for the AI, they always do the white row first, then the gray row, then the black row. So they're going to do 2, and then 2, and then 3. So they're not going to get their full numbers advantage until a little bit later. But not that it matters much. They're bringing on their 2 strongest dudes by far, their 2 nastiest customers right away. So we're skipping right to the reinforcement step, and we're going to do what's called a dismissal. So each side has a deck of cards that is used to resolve everything in the game and kind of balance out the luck. So for each of these people, we're going to do a dismissal. Now, normally, you would look down here for which domes are available. These are like little domes you're teleporting into or being risen into, think the Hunger Games. But for the Automa, they just use the luck up here. So Boris is going to go to a 2. And you'll see that there are keys, each one with multiple domes of a given number. So Boris can go into any of the 2s, and he wants to go to the nearest valid adventure, the dome that's close to a nearest valid adventure, which is going to be here. And crud, I guess how should I do this? Maybe tilt a bit so you can see the standees. Sorry, standees are never ideal for filming from top down. But yeah, so you could be here next to Death's Edge, but Death's Edge is a special key. It does correspond to the Lith stuff and get you that tribute that we already mentioned that they're already winning on. But the Death's Edge key only has 2 adventures. One provides healing, and one brings heroes back to life. That's the thing I was just talking about with like that underworld. So the AI doesn't really want to go there until they have a reason to. So he's going to go toward the Celestial Theater and potentially try to adventure next turn. And then how about Bladed Terra? Oh, also going to a 2. Which is good for me because I don't really want to be where he is. I mean, can I? Yeah, I guess I can, as long as they're not right next to each other, I can kind of have them sort of centered over the spot. When people get more crowded, I'll tilt them up. But I'll still leave the bases on there because that's how you identify which team they're a part of. Okay, so that was Team White's entire turn. Now for Team Black, I get to choose who I want to bring in. So Ghoul of Oldhaven is the most well-defended. Coach Quinn has the most, obvious thing he wants to go for, if he can just hopefully spawn in near it. Yagana Getcha is pretty dangerous. Casina, as mentioned, she turns into a dragon. How she does that is she spends a card. So I forgot. So maybe she doesn't want to give Zane this Wildwood. She can just trash a card she has at the beginning of her turn, and then she's a dragon until the beginning of her next turn. So she can fly, she can breathe fire, she has an awesome melee attack, all her stats are ridiculous. But yeah, I think the coach with the kittens, and maybe you're going to get you with the only effective melee, range weapon I have is a good start. All right, so Yagana is, oh my gosh. She's going to a 2. That is not where I wanted her. Yeah, this is not going to go well. Now, she does have a bunch of cool once per game abilities. Like when she's fighting with a man, she can just have that man like not attack her. And then she can get free extra melee attacks. And she can use poisoned nails to really mess somebody up. All of which to say, she can probably kick some butt with Boris over here because he'll be drawn in by her feminine wiles. But Bladed Terror ain't a man. He's just a creature. So I hope we're right. Helmet can keep out some stuff. She's only got 4 life. Oh, gosh. And the Terror Pistol. The Terror Pistol's pretty good. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Okay, but then Coach is coming in at a 3 or 4. Let's see. I want to get him to lift. Oh, perfect. So she can play with the kittens. So boom, that's beautiful. Really, really close. Yeah, I mean, he'll be able to run in pretty dang quickly. Okay, that takes us to round 2. And now we're going to do like the actual automaton with these 2 characters before we reinforce Pyraxian and Kate. And what you do at the beginning of each automaton during the free step is you flip a card and look at the luck. And that's going to give each of the characters what their kind of target behavior is. So for a 5 and the white characters are going to be attacking focused. But if Kate and Pyraxian were in, they would be special action focused, which is like trading items and stuff. And they would also be fighting focused. The Bell is adventure focused. But if they don't have anything to do for one, like if they can't find anybody to fight, they'll switch to another one. That's just kind of how they work. So they activate left to right, top to bottom. And the first thing Boris wants to do is make a ranged attack. He can't. Then he wants to make a melee attack. He can't do that either. Then he wants to trap a hero on a dome key. He can do that. So domes are completely impassable terrain. Like once you move out of them, you can't go back into them. They block line of sight, all that stuff. So if Boris goes here or here, he's trapping Yagunna from getting away, and he can just punch her to his heart's content. Although she's got a gun and a riot helmet, so I'm glad that he's the one doing it, not Bladed Terror, like I said. So he wants to move as close as possible to her while still blocking off any exit. So he's going to be right here, and she'll have to move out on her turn there. And he's going to stop right there. He just wants to basically mess with her and get in her way. But now the nice thing is, very nice for me, Bladed Terror is going to consider her kind of corralled. He doesn't care about her anymore, and he's going to do something else. So the next priority after moving to block a dome key, sorry, this is like the more detailed one, is to do a ranged ambush if you have a range attack. He can't, so we go right to adventuring, and Bladed Terror is going to try to find an adventure. And here, we'll go to the simplified one first. So first they try to go to a shore adventure. This is an adventure that doesn't need a skill test, which are the ones where you're paying gold or cards, but Bladed Terror has no gold and has no cards. In fact, I don't think he can hold any of that stuff because he's just a mindless killing machine. Next, he'll move to get to a known adventure, which is one that has a stat he can see, like this one right here is testing fame. So he can like see that it's a 5 fame, whereas this quest one, you're not sure what it's going to be. So yeah, he can't do the money one. He can't do the card one. He can potentially do this one, but you have to see if it's valid. And an invalid adventure, there are quite a few ways it could be invalid. If his side already has it, he's not going to care about it. Although if my side has it, he'll certainly try to go there and steal it. If you beat an adventure where the other person has a token, you just take away the token. But then they'll also ignore it if they are too worse than the stat needed. So here it's a 5 fame. Yeah, I was about to say, I'm pretty sure Bladed Terror is a 0. So he ain't doing that one. And we already said he's ignoring Death's Edge because nobody's hurt or dead yet. He has 7 movement, by the way, and each of these spaces is 1 movement. All the terrain pretty much on the board that has these icons is 2 movement. So I don't think he can get over there, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the buildings are 2 each, so no. So the only thing he can get to that's valid is the quest, because since they don't know what it is, the card hasn't been revealed yet, they will go to that as a fallback. You know, it might work out, it might not, but Bladed Terror is going to quest in the Celestial Theater. So that's it for the action phase. You can see it's pretty straightforward, especially once I stop explaining all of it. We don't have a melee phase yet because since Yagunna is still inside of the dome, she hasn't come out yet to be punched, but that'll happen in a second. So we go to the adventure phase. Let's see what Bladed Terror is up to. Tonight is your day. There's some pretty funny emergent storytelling in Worldspanners. So yeah, the Bladed Terror is debuting in the Royal Ballet. The Queen herself is watching. How well do you dance? Unfortunately, it's actually going to be great for them because they're very good at dodging. Now this here goes to, I think it's factions is what they're called. So each of those keys, each of those adventures has one faction that benefits. They count as 2 better. So Bladed Terror here has a, where is it? A 7 for agility. So he would count as a 9 if he was from this faction. But if he's from either of the 2 opposing factions, he gets a -2. So if like Boris tried to go here, he's got 6 agility, would count as 4. But here, yeah, Bladed Terror is a 7 versus 5, so he is up 2. We'll see what all these mean after we draw his card. So remember that he is 2+. He's 2 above the target goal. So he did great. So you check the card, you see where their value is, and it's going to be up here, which is called an amaze. That's like where you succeed and get even a bonus. This is just a basic success. This is called a squeak. That's where like you don't succeed, but you also don't get anything terrible. This is a failure, and then this card is a really good card, but there is another result that's called a fop, where they like totally mess up. So here, Bladed Terror, who is 2 up, is just getting a basic success. So it says the queen is delighted by your ballet moves. Then maybe he eats her. So normally he would get 1 card of his choice, which come from these 3 decks. I had mentioned War, which is mostly weapons, a Secret, which is like more like tricky things, and then this is, I think, called the Elite deck. It's like super good items. Whenever you get cards, you get to pick which pile you take it from, and if you get 2 or more cards, you can spend 2 of your card gain for the better pile. But you just take a random card from the top. These are not cards you can draw. They are in the market, and a bunch of the adventure spaces will let you spend gold to get them. By the way, this is a friggin' great melee weapon, and this is a ridiculous card that gives you awesome speed and also gives you plus to like a ton of stats when you're fighting. So if I ever want to, with like Zane, who's got a lot of money, or Casina, or actually Coach has got some money too, they can go to the market and buy some of this stuff. But anyway, Bladed Terror can never get cards, so he's going to ignore the card reward. But since he succeeded or amazed, he does capture this for Team White. So they are now winning this adventure key, and with that, along with the Lith tribute they started with, they now have 2 victory points to my 0. And then after an adventure is completed, the character involved immediately gets dismissed, just like they were at the beginning. So I'm going to flip this over and use the luck to determine where Bladed Terror goes. Now, you are always dismissed after an adventure unless you fopped, unless you got the worst result, and then you're banished, which means the other team draws for you and puts you wherever they want within those numbers. So they can like banish you to some corner of nowhere. But here, Bladed Terror is going to a 4, which is all the way over here by the swamp. So he'd be pretty close to the Crown District and not really close to anything else. Oh, never mind, down here as well, the Hope Hospice. So yeah, either way, Bladed Terror is going to be over there ready to run in. But at least he's not murdering me, especially you're going to get you, so that's fine. Okay, and with that, we got Kate and Pyraxian getting reinforced. So they'll have 4 characters next turn. All right, so Kate's going into a 2 again. Stop drawing 2s. And then Pyraxian's going into a 3. So this is still going to be the best 2. And Pyraxian's going to be in 3, trying to get a little bit closer to adventures and sort of kind of saying hi to Coach. All right, so let's go to round 2 for Team Black. All right, so no free actions for me. Going right into the action phase. I want to have Coach take a move action, deliver the kittens. He's got 5 movement. And his special ability is Fat Playbook. All allies within 2 aura, that means pretty much within 2 spaces, gain +1 to all their adventures, and enemies within 2 auras suffer -1 adventure. And that applies to himself, I think, because usually it says if it doesn't for all those kind of things. So he's already got pretty good stats, so he's pretty great for doing adventures. But right now he's just got some kittens. Okay, so 1, 2, you have to enter these like little caverns by the little passages here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's not quite anywhere yet. Where could he go? He could go here for an intelligence challenge, here for a wits challenge. Here he could just buy stuff at the market like I had mentioned. But the big one he wants to do is the kitten thing. He's going to go here and give Lith the kittens and steal the tribute from Team White. And then you're going to getcha. Has to just come out and say hi. So she's going to go right here next to Boris. I'd rather be over here so we're not potentially being ganged up by 2 people, although I guess actually Kate wouldn't even fit in there. Now you can take the slip away action to switch spaces with an adjacent enemy and then shift 2 more spaces. But when you start your turn in the dome, you have to take a basic move. She's got 5 movement, but she's just going right there. She can't shoot this turn because that would have been her action. So yeah, we're just going to have a little fighty fight. All right, so let's go into melee. How melee works is the character with the higher wits, this little kind of lightning bolt thing, gets to attack first. Again, it is simultaneous though, so they'll both attack back. And she has no special melee weapons, so she's just using her basic one, which has, where is it? Okay, the swords is her skill, so 6. It's going to be compared to the opponent's agility, which for Boris is 6, so it's a 6 on 6. And then if she hits, which needs at least a squeak, so a squeak is enough to hit on an attack, then she's going to compare her piercing 3 to Boris's armor, which is also 3, not great. And she might do 2 damage, although probably not. He's got 5 life, she's got only 4. So all of that is kind of bad. Oh, and again, Boris's only special power is that you can bribe him. You need to have 10 points worth of loot. Every card is worth 2. Every gold is worth 1. So your gun has actually got 4 out of the 10 that she could use, but that's not going to help much. All right, so let's go ahead and see if she hits him. So she needs a squeak to hit, because it's 0 versus 0. So she did hit. The fact that it's a green instead of a gray doesn't matter. For hitting, you just want at least a gray. So she hits. And now she's seeing if she pierces his armor. 3 versus 3. And also a squeak. And you'll see for damage, you get these modifiers. Success just does the full damage. Her 2. And a maze does +1 damage. A squeak does -1. So in this case, she's going to do -1. Only 1 out of his 5 damage. A failure does -2 damage. So if you have a big enough weapon, you can still hurt. And a fop never does any damage no matter what. So you're going to slash his Boris or just slaps him in the face. Now we're going to see if he hits her. It's again 7 versus 7 even. It's 4 piercing versus 2 armor, but her riot helmet makes it 3 armor. And if she takes 3+ wounds from an attack, all wounds over 2 are blocked, so it's hard to kill her in one go. But let's not forget that she has Oh, I forgot. Poison nails. After causing wounds with a melee attack, add 2 wounds and all wounds are toxic. Toxic means armor won't stop it, and also it does double damage to like minions, little items that can chase people. Should I use that here? Yeah, you know what? Why not? Let's go ahead and use her once per game, Poison Nails. And they do have little tracker tokens to mark when you've used stuff like that, but I think I'll remember. Now, the other thing we might be about to use is her Treacherous ability. She can cancel a successful hit if the attacker is a man with less wits than her, which he has. So if he hits her, then we can stop it if we want. We need a squeak to hit, 0 versus 0. He gets it. 4 versus 3, 2 damage. Yeah, I guess she'll use it. I mean, like, hopefully he'll run away. So she's going to use Treacherous. So all she has left is Caddy, which says after a melee attempt against her, she can make a free melee attack back. I'm not going to use that one yet, even though I theoretically could finish off Boris. Well, maybe I should. I mean, God, she'd have to get a squeak or better, and then a success or better to actually do 2 damage and kill him. But if I did, I mean, he'd be gone. That'd be ridiculous. The only reason to kind of not do it now is like if she gets a melee weapon eventually, but we don't have any. Okay, fine. I'll use, so all her once per game abilities are gone. Here we go. Caddy. And she did hit. I wish that had been my damage roll, though, because I need the green. And, she does no damage. Well, that was a waste. As I kind of expected it might be. But yes, that's it for the melee. You're going to tempted Boris and then just destroyed him. So he is nearly dead. Although if they stick around each other, it might not go like that for long. All right, and nothing else is going on. We don't have any adventures. So who do I want to bring on now? Maybe the Ghoul with his good melee stats and fast speed and helmet. Yeah, that seems smart. So let's get the Ghoul, and he's going in 4 to 6. That's a lot of options. Let's see. At 4, you could scrap with Bladed Terror. He does have really good armor, but I'm not sure he's strong enough to win that. He's better at like picking on people because he's got this paralytic grasp. After he causes damage with his only 1 heart melee attack, then he gets to do another even better melee attack that's toxic. Like he just kind of munches on him. I'm looking at the adventure keys. Unfortunately, he's one of the red eyeball factions, which is bad at this one and bad at this one because 5 and 6 could get him to there very quickly. But he's decent for this one, and he's got good stealth for that smuggling one and really good wits for the thievery one. So sure, let's have him over here, although it'll take him a little while to run past the buildings. Then with Bladed Terror running around, let's do Casina next, because if she gets in trouble, she can turn into a dragon. Actually, she can do 3 to 6, even better. So you can see like the cards that have better results also have way better dome placements, so your good cards, drawing them is usually a good thing no matter what. Well, she's kind of great at like all the things over here. So let's put her right there. She should be able to run in an adventure before anybody messes with her. And it takes us to round 3 out of 8. Hopefully things are kind of making sense. You've seen a lot of the rules already. And they're activating 4 people this turn, and they got a 6. So Boris and the Bladed Terror are going to adventure. Good. Kate and Pyraxian are going to fight. Interesting. And we'll find out about our last 3 in a second. Okay, so Boris first. And this is actually a pretty easy one because Boris only has 5 movement, and from there he can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and get right to the Death's Head spot that heals him, and he's hurt. So that's easy for him. Bladed Terror, on the other hand, has 7 movement, and all these spaces cost him 2. So let's see, he can go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and almost get there. Or can he reach this? I doubt it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Nope. So when they can't reach an adventure immediately, they go toward the nearest key that they're not already winning by 2. So they don't want to like go somewhere that's already a sure lock. So they've got 2 keys here, and they're going toward a valid adventure. This is not valid for him because he's terrible at that. He also has nothing here. He has no money. He has no gold. So it's really just the closest quest. So let's see. So that'd be 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so he's going toward Hope Hospice. 2, 4, 5, 6, and I guess that's, the closest he can get. But anytime he's adventuring and not murdering me, that's great. Okay, funnily enough, Kate has a combat focus. But before we get into that, I forgot to say, any character that has a boost for the AI, as a player, you can use that during a free action and it adds +1 to all of your stats, but not to your hearts. So she won't have like 3 damage. And for the AI, they always will use one during the free action if they can, basically. So Kate is going to use one and then go here to block You Gonna Getcha and fight her. Although she should get a free shot on her with her Terror Pistol as she runs out of the dome, so that's great. Now for Baraxian, he's pretty far away from everybody, so he definitely can't do any of these, so he's going to go to an adventure instead. Now he only moves 4. His cool things is that, oh, by the way, sorry, he's also using his boost, so he'll have 5 movement actually. He can enter fire, and he can't be shot when he's in fire. That's kind of his only special besides having crazy stats. Although, wow, look at this. He has 9 piercing, but 0 base damage, so he has to amaze to actually hurt you with his basic punch. But so he can move 5. Oh, and he can move through fire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so he could get there next time. He's going to ignore the List Slayer because they're already winning by at least 2, so he won't like move towards one that they're already winning by a lot. So yeah, he's definitely going towards Watchman Keep. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he's kind of blocking entry to it. All right, now let's talk about reactions for a second. So Kate ran from here into the space next to Yagana. Boris ran from this space over here and away. And she's got this Terror Pistol that can shoot at up to 4 range. Now, you cannot shoot at somebody in the space they started in, but you can shoot at a space they moved into. So can she shoot Boris as he runs through there? And the answer is yes. When it goes along a side, you can pick which one applies. So this will have no modifier to her attack, whereas the dome would block it entirely. So yeah, I think she's going to shoot Boris over Kate, because if she gets the hit for 2 damage, then he's dead. So she's using this stat, which is 6, and the defense for range combat is always stealth, which for Boris is a 5, so she's got a reasonable... Gosh darn it! So she misses. Oh man, 1 more she would have hit. And with 8 piercing versus his 3 armor, she probably would have killed him. Shoot. And each hero can only take 1 reaction, so she can't also shoot Kate when she ran into for melee attack. All right, now we go for melee. Kate is +1 on everything, but even with that, she is a poor melee fighter compared to Yagana, so this should be okay. So Yagana's going to go first, 7 versus 5 wits, and 6 versus, 6 defense with a +1, but she hits. I wish that had been for Boris. And then 3 versus 4 armor. That's not a damage, okay. Meanwhile, Kate with her bonus is 5 versus 7, so she misses, which was to be expected because she ain't a fighter. By the way, Kate's special power is prospecting. If she's in the water at the start of her turn, as a free action, she can gain 1 gold or 1 boost. And they have this rule where you can kind of assign characters to do stuff. So like in this case, if Kate was moving near water anyway, like in trying to achieve whatever her current goal was for the turn, you're kind of encouraged to like put her in water because it'll help to boost whatever she's doing. All right, that's it for all of them. So we're going to bring in Blackbeard, who can move across water quickly. That's really nice for that swamp board and that like big river. And again, he's got this pirate treasure. If he goes to the mirror pool, which is the first adventure in the Lift's Lair thing where the coach is, then he can gain 3 gold or 1 elite card. And that's another one that the game wants you to like automatically assign him to do that whenever he's pretty close to it, like within 2 turns worth of movement. Ferendor just moves through stuff cheaply, and Philip Redlegs, whenever he does any challenge, you check the luck, and if it's a 3, right? Yeah, if it's a 3, then you can redraw. So if you don't like the card, you don't have to use it. All right, so Blackbeard's coming in on a 5, Ferendor on a 1, Philip on a 4. 5 for Blackbeard's going to be here, although that's a bad adventure for him, so it might not work out too well. Perendor on the 1's going to want to be here, I guess. And then Philip on the 4. Oh, whoops, I switched him up. There we go. Philip there, Perendor there. Okay, so their entire team of 7 is on the board. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I forgot to do his adventure. And yeah, I just realized it's hard for him to heal. Look, it's a 5 test against his virtue. And he's a backstabbing mercenary, so he's only got a 3. But that is still a valid adventure for him because he's at least within 2 of being able to pass it. So, sorry, it's kind of upside down, but on a success, he'll heal 2. On an amaze, he'll heal 4 and get another token or add 1 to their Lith tribute to make it harder for me to switch it up. I can't imagine he'll do that well. Nope. So he was a -2. So, he fops. So he does not do anything with that. And we get to say where he goes on a 6. He's next to a dragon and a ghoul. But we can't really lock him down too easily. Well, either way, let's put him here. And maybe, how well could the ghoul hit him? Because if he can get the 1 wound, 5 versus 3 armor, which is a pretty good chance, Then he gets the extra bonus attack, which has a very good chance of finishing him off. So we might just try to kill him. Because remember, if none of our people are dead, then we get +1 victory point at the end. Whereas if he's dead and they haven't raised him up to the next level of the underworld, if he's just sitting over here thinking about his mistakes, then they will not get the victory point. All right, but anyway, now the reinforcing would have happened, and we go to round 3 for us. All right, so things are pretty easy. Coach is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and be ready to do his kittens in a second. You're going to get is just going to shoot at Kate before she punches her, because she is literally blocked from doing anything. And Kate's got a 6 stealth, so dang it, we missed by 1 again. And actually, Kate still has +1 because that boost persists until the beginning of her next turn. So we missed by 2. We would have needed a +1 there. Makes me feel not quite as bad, but yeah, this pistol's not working out for me. All right, Queen and Ghoul. Queen and Ghoul. And Boris, too. Well, Queen sees Bladed Terror tearing down over here, so I don't know if she wants to turn into a dragon yet. I just want to kind of get her something. So she can get to the quest, but who knows what it is. Intelligence, she's got a 7. And Virtue, she's got a 6. And she's got 5 movement. Can she reach it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dang it. Okay. And she's got the Crown faction, so she doesn't have a bonus or a penalty here. Now, she could just go here and pay one of her 2 coins. Now, it's for healing, but she would still capture it just by using it, even for no effect. But I guess, yeah, okay. She'll go there and then teleport away before Bladed Terror reaches her. Now, let's see. Which way is Boris going to run? I mean, he could go, like, towards there. He can also go down towards here. Should I just send the Ghoul on an adventure? I don't really need to fight him. Ghoul's got 6 movement. I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then, like, next turn, I could do the burglary or the thievery I was planning on. I do love the idea of killing that guy, and Bladed Terror is far enough away that the Ghoul shouldn't have to worry about him. Well, here, let's go here with the Ghoul and kind of funnel Boris down this way. And then I think if we want to, we can catch him and eat him next turn. Or, I mean, he might just get a attack-focused activation anyway and charge towards me. All right, so that's it for my actions. There's no reactions. We go into melee, which is going to be here, and she's still got +1 to everything. So, again, we're tied on hitting. I did hit her this time. But then I've got a -1. Nope, still not doing any damage. And she's got a 5 versus my 7 for dodging, so that seems unlikely. Yep, she missed. Oh, wait, sorry, that was my deck. Supposed to use her cards, but she still missed with the -2. All right, hopefully she'll go away. Well, but she also won't have the boost next turn, so at least I can attack her and I can shoot her if she runs away, so that's all good. Okay, now the adventure. Let's tie things up. Oh, no, never mind. They're winning in 3 adventures right now, so it will not be tied. Oh, wait a second. Nobody did a quest here. I think I was shown that as an example. So they are only winning in 2 places, so I'm about to tie it up. Okay, so Coach can give as much tribute as he wants. Every card is worth 2 tribute. Every money is worth 1. But he's just going to give the kittens, which is equal to his virtue -2, so 5. And he's going to spend it all on tribute, but he's not going to spend his 2 gold as well. So he first cancels out their 2. And now it's 3 on our side. Nice. Which also gives us a bonus. So on all the adventures, once you're winning them by a bunch, so the lift tribute, if you have at least +3 or +8 for a bigger bonus, you get something. So now all of the heroes on my team, Team Black, get +1 on their adventure rolls on the Death's Edge and the Lift Lair. For the other keys, it's a little bit tougher. You need to have 3 out of the 4 spots taken down. When you have 3, then everyone on your team who matches their faction gets a bonus. When you have 4, then everybody on your team gets a bonus, and then people that match the faction get an additional bonus. But yeah, so here I just have, for the moment, a little bonus on any lift test that I might do in the future. And then Coach gets dismissed to a 3 through 6. And Coach is a Hope Hospice person, so he could try to run in there and probably get something pretty quickly. Although he's also got money to run into the Celestial Theater. But yeah, I'll be over here for now and see if Bladed Terror messes with me. Okay, finally we're bringing Flying Kiri and Zane. I gotta decide what I'm gonna give him. Do I want to give him the great melee thing, or do I want to make him better? The great range combat thing, make him better at melee combat. Just give him awesome armor because he only has 3 life. Let's give him the Omni Track and just, again, try to get a weapon like maybe You're Gonna Getcha can give him the Terror Pistol since she can't seem to hit with it. So he has the Omni Track for the rest of the game. Plus, as you saw, a ton of money. He's coming into a 1 or 2. Ooh! 2 looks great. He can help to mess with Kate or get the gun from Yaguna. And you can do trading if you're next to each other in the free action phase. So if they both run out of here on their next turn, then they can trade freely. Meanwhile, Kiri's going 1 to 3. And she can fly, so she can move over terrain a lot easier. Oh, and the Celestial Theater is also her faction. So let's put her, we'll just kind of put everybody down here for the moment. See if we can get a bunch of adventuring going on at once. All right, so everyone is in play now as we go into round 4. And what are they going to be doing? A 2. So Boris is doing a special. That whole row. This row is doing adventuring. This row is doing attacking. Interesting. So for Boars and Bladed Terror, so first they want to use a once per game ability if they have one, neither of them do. Then they want to get next to heroes that could trade with each other, which currently I don't have any of because everybody's like in a dome, so they're not actually adjacent. But yeah, if an enemy is next to you at the beginning of your turn in the free action phase when you would trade, then they prevent it. Then they want to get loot that's lying on the ground, like if somebody died and dropped some items, that doesn't apply. Then they want to use their aura, they don't have one. So finally they're going to try to move to a hero in a dome, and if they can't do that, they'll switch to attacking. All right, so Boris, this is interesting. Can indeed move next to a hero in a dome. Just coach. If there were more than one he could reach, he would use the override here, which is this right here. This is kind of a tiebreaker. So here it would go towards the lowest fame character. But again, it's just coach here. And he wants to get on the space that will most get in that person's way from going to their nearest adventure, which is like over here. So with his 5 movement, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I guess would like kind of slow him down the most. And bonus for Boris, he's not next to the ghoul that wants to eat him, although ghoul, he's going to come and chase him down anyway. Oh, crud, though. Is Bladed Terror going to also do that? Can he reach 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Yep, he can reach the coach too, and then he'll be next to the ghoul. That was not my intention, but okay. They're both just blocking this guy up. Yeah, ghoul versus Bladed Terror. Ghoul might have the advantage with his helmet, but I'm really not sure. Bladed Terror is a nasty, nasty dude. But anyway, let's have Kate in Pyraxian Adventure. She's finally going to run away from Yaguna and get shot in the process, hopefully. We love that. Oh, their +1s are gone for now. Right, so Death's Edge is invalid. I don't think she can reach 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And she doesn't have any money yet because she hasn't panned for gold. She does have enough fame to beat that, so that's 8. Oh, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. And then the Smuggler's Den, I imagine, is way too far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. So sure, she's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I believe she ignores this adventure, even though she could still do it to get like cards and stuff, because her team has already captured it. So she'd rather not get dismissed because she wants to run in there. And she will get shot in a second, but let's resolve Pyraxian's action. Okay, he's got 4 movement. He does have a coin for rescue, so he's going to do that one because it's automatic and there's no chance of him failing. Then finally, my crew of dudes over here all want to attack. Blackbeard's too far from the mirror pool to reach it in 2 turns, so he's not going to go for that. So he'll... Oh, is he going to charge the ghoul? Huh. This is going to be interesting. Yeah, because he can't reach anybody else. So boom, he'll be right next to the ghoul to attack. That's fire, so nobody can move in there. Okay, Imperador's got 5 movement, and he can move more easily through woods and rough, but not through buildings or swamps. I don't think he can reach her. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can try to adventure instead, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, geez. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This one's like really in an awkward place. But yes, he is switching to adventuring. You can reach a valid one for 10 here, or 2, 4, 6, 7. Yeah, definitely that's the closest. Okay, so we'll go 2, 4. Oh, God, that's it. He can't even move one more. And then Philip does have a boost, so he can move 6 to try to attack somebody. I don't think he can reach anybody, right? 2, 4, 6. Yeah, definitely not. He can reach Blackbeard, but that doesn't help with anything they're trying to do. So he's also going to try to adventure. And I think this one's closer. So he's going to go towards 2, 4, 5, 6, the Dragon Queen. All right. We got quite a fracas going on here. Thank God the coach is in a dome because Bladed Terror is no joke. Oh, before we get to melee, let's see if we can shoot Kate. So now it's a 6 versus a 5. So she has a plus. Gosh, you're going to getcha. Give up that gun. Okay, and then we get to melee. So we got Bladed Terror and the Ghoul of Oldhaven and Blackbeard. Let's just bring them all over here. So they attack in order. Now Bladed Terror, Ghoul of Oldhaven can only attack one of them. Oh, and Blackbeard and Bladed Terror are at the same time. Oh, wait a second, I just realized. Could Blackbeard, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, because he can move through water more cheaply. So he might have wanted to go after Casino. Let's see what the, what was the tiebreaker? Lowest fame. Oh, that's definitely the Ghoul. Never mind. He's still attacking the Ghoul. The Ghoul's got 0 fame. Oh, wait, to be fair, he's got 2 from his helmet. Still not enough. But yeah, so Ghoul and Blackbeard are technically simultaneous. Nope, I'm a liar. The active team goes first. So that means Blackbeard is going to be going first here. Not that I'm too worried about him. So he's got, a 6 versus 6, so it's even. But then 3 versus 6 armor is going to be the tough part for him. Okay, so does he hit? He does, barely. And then he is 3 down in, what the heck? He does full damage. Wow, the Ghoul takes 2 damage from Blackbeard. What the dude? I guess he didn't punch the Ghoul in his marvelously armored head. That's a very worrying start. Ghoul is definitely going to attack Blackbeard because he has less armor, he has less defense, and Ghoul needs to get a solid hit in for his bonus attack to happen. So it's 6 versus 6 first. Yeah, we do get it. Thank you. And then here's the important part. It's a 5 piercing versus 3 armor, but we need to get a full hit to actually do damage to get his paralytic grasp second attack. So, ooh, good. What is this? We were up by 2, right? 5 versus 3. Ooh, we amaze. We actually do 2 damage. That's some payback, Edward Teach. Okay. Sorry, let's actually lay him out where I have some face. Okay, so on a successful natural melee hit that causes wounds, gain a second attack against the same enemy. So it's still a 6 versus 6, but if I hit, I have better piercing and better damage, and it's toxic, which doesn't really matter here. Okay, so I do hit. Unfortunately, that was an amazing card that I just kind of wasted. And now it's a 6 piercing versus 3 armor, so I'm +3. Full damage for 2. So wow, Blackbeard is down to 1 life, but we have to get to this guy. So Bladed Terror, 7 versus 6. He's got a good chance to hit. And yep, he does. And then 3 damage, which means even like on a failure where it's -2 damage, he'll still do damage. But I have 6 armor, so 5 versus 6. Please be a good draw. Good. Okay, -2, so I only take 1 damage. Whew. It could have been so much worse. Oh my gosh, Bladed. That's my best fighter by far, Bladed Terror, and Blackbeard just beat him within an inch of his life. Okay, so that's that for melee. But man, if I can find a way to kill people without fighting Bladed Terror, I can take out Blackbeard and Boris kind of sort of easily. Not that killing people is like the main way to win the game, but it sure does make it easier to win adventures too when they aren't in your face. All right, did any of their team make it to an adventure? Oh, Pyraxian did. So he's just going to pay 1, capture that automatically, which means they're up 2-1 again. Oh, and interesting. I just checked the rule book. So how rescue usually works, it's actually a great ability. You can dismiss any character on your team, so basically like get them out of a bad situation. But it says the AI, since they don't really know who needs rescuing, they just don't use it at all. So he's just going to get dismissed to a 1. Looks like over here is the best he can get to. So dang, they're probably about to capture that. I need to get some adventuring. Oh, and I just realized Kate can only be attacked from one side, and she's blocking that entire place. That's annoying. Well, yeah, Gun is my best fighter, so I'll have her go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and punch Kate. I'm going to have Zane go 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, he's only got a tiny bit of life, so he'll be back here to trade. Oh, wait, we'll be able to trade, because theoretically Kate will run away. I want to get the Terror Pistol to him. Well, actually, I don't know. Maybe I should have Kiri do the punching, so they were there and there. She can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 towards the smuggler's den, and then he can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, no, that's too far. So you can go right there to be near her. Although there are a lot of enemies up there. Maybe he'll be back here to trade. And then Kiri will go 1, 2. Oh, she can fly past her. Oh. You know what? Never mind then. Let's go back to the original plan. Because Kiri can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and land right next to her. And then she won't be able to adventure. And we can maybe beat her up a whole bunch. What the hell? Let's even give Kiri her boost for +1. Although I'm kind of overexerting in one spot over here. Okay, should Cassina turn into a dragon? There's a lot of people around her. She could, like, shoot and kill somebody. Oh, wait a second. What? When did she go? Oh, my gosh. I totally forgot to do her adventure like 1 billion years ago. Okay, so she wouldn't have been there, but nobody actually went towards her in the end. So let's just resolve it now. So she's got a 5, and she's got a 6. So she's 1 up. And nice, a pass. So on a pass for this one, she gets 1 gold. Now she's got 3. And there we are. Go Team Black. And then she's in a 3 dome. Which is way out of the way. I guess she'll go to Watchman Keep. Okay, so now where does she want to move? She can move 5, or if I spend her card, she can still move 5, but she can fly, which isn't really that important here. So she'll just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and forget my plans of dragoning out. Is this a bad one for her? No, she's okay here. And she could just steal, because she's got gold for days. She could just steal their rescue thing right back from them. Or tie it up with something else. We'll see. All right, where was I going to go with Coach? Because he's in a lot of trouble. Well, if he runs straight this way, people shouldn't be able to reach him too easily. He can't really, I mean, he can kind of fight, but not enough that I would think he'd be okay. They're blocking his way there. He can go 1, 2, 3, 4. That's mine. 5. Oh, and that's the one that he's +2 on. So yeah, I was going to run down to the smuggler's den, but let's lock in the Hope Hospice a bit more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then Ghoul. Ghoulie, what do I want to do with you? He's faster than Boris, who only has 2 life left. He would go before Blackbeard in the tie, so should I, like, run around? This, by the way, is impassable water, but I've got 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I could, like, run over here and try to finish off Blackbeard, but if I miss and he hits, then I might be dead, and even if I do kill him, then Bladed Terror will probably kill me, but Bladed Terror can catch me no matter where I go. So yeah, whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's get it a one-on-one fight for some revenge here. And yeah, that's everybody. All right, so we're doing melee first. Let's do the big one. Okay, so I go first in the tie. I have 6 attack, and Blackbeard has 6 agility. Come on, man. Come on. Yes, we hit. Okay, and then it's 5 versus 3. Just need the... Yeah, you are dead. And that means Blackbeard never gets to go back and attack. So he's down here, which means they are no longer getting the 1 victory point for nobody being in the... I forget what it's called. Okay, just looked. Underpit, pit. So if you have nobody in the underpit, you get 1 victory point. So right now I'm at... Let's see. I'm winning on Lith. I'm winning on Hope Hospice. But they're winning on 2. So we're actually tied on adventures. So I'm up by a single point currently. But I've also tied up the number of characters, and if somehow Ghoul is not murdered by Bladed Terror, then maybe we can kill Boris and be even more further ahead. Let's not forget the other fights. Not that I feel like this one's going to go great. Both Kiri and Yagana have 6 attack, and she has 5 agility. Let's have Yagana go first. She has a slightly better attack. That's a miss. Great. Okay, and then... Oh, sorry, I didn't look at the actual... Okay. Yes, both of mine are before her. Kiri has 4 wits, but so does Kate. Okay, Kiri also misses. And then who's Kate going to attack? So actually, before the override, I'm supposed to check if they are a valid target. But they both have 7 defense to her 4 attacks, so actually neither of them is valid because she's more than 2 off. But I think the only time she charged at Yagana to attack is when she had the +1, so it would have been valid. Maybe I messed that up. But so I think the same override from last turn still applies, which means it's going to be... Actually, they're equally famous. So I get to pick. So let's have her attack Yagana, who's got... Oh, no, Kiri also has 3 armor. So actually, let's have her attack Kiri since she's farther away from other people. And... Oh, that's a hit. Cred. Then it's 3 versus 3. No damage. Yay. But yeah, forget trading Zane anything because clearly she's just going to sit there and get punched again. Yeah, I kind of wish I had done things differently. Oh well. Because Kiri could have just stood there and then like gone into the adventure. Did anybody get to an adventure? Oh, Coach did. Yeah, so he's doing a quest on Hope Hospice. Okay, this one's actually good for him. The Watchmen demand to use Hope Hospice as a barracks. Take this matter to the crown and make them see reason. So the king knows all about the coach. He's got an 8 normally, but this is his faction, so he's got a 10 versus 7. So he is up 3. Oh, no, and with his power, up 4. That seems like it's probably going to... Oh, man, that was a good card. I don't even need to use that one. So I'm amazed. So coach gets... What is this again? Oh, that's right. This is the virtue bonus. So Coach gets 3 cards, and then if he has at least 2 virtue, he gets 1 coin. If he has at least 5, he gets 2. If he has at least 8, he gets 3. So he's getting 3 cards and 2 coins. Wow. And we got a 2nd out of 3 for Hope Hospice. All right, for the cards, should I try to get some more weapons? Should I try to get something like awesome from here? Yeah, you know, I'll just go all in on weapons and see what we find. Is that a rocket launcher? By the way, most weapons, or pretty much all weapons, I think, have this little skull in the corner, which means once you kill an enemy with it, it goes away forever. But like the ghoul just eating Blackbeard does not count. Who has 5 strength and 5 intelligence, though? That's a lot. Coach does. And Coach, he has a 5 stat for this, but if he hits, they're hurt. So I guess Coach can shoot that. That's cool. He's got a gnome spike. It's a piercing weapon. I don't think anybody's specifically good with that. But still decent. And then he's got, oh god, a halberd. 6 strength. Coach is the only... Coach can use that. Coach can use that. It is... his melee is not great. Yeah, so he's like the only one strong enough to use these weapons, but gosh, I'm kind of worried they'll just murder him if he tries to attack anybody and then steal him from him. But yeah, Coach is loaded a bear with a rocket launcher and a halberd, and he's going to a 5 or 6. And the only thing you might want to trade is like the gnome spike to actually like Casina, so that you can turn into a dragon again, or maybe you're gonna getcha. Or Kiri could kind of use it too. But let's see, 5 to 6. Let's put him away from the enemies and near Watchman's Keep. If anybody rushes at him, he can rocket them, which is certainly slightly a deterrent. And that's it. Let's see who survives. We're going to round 5. And it's a 1. Oh, they're attacking. I don't like that. They're adventuring. It's probably the best for them. Oh, and they're also attacking? Ah, this is not good. All right, Boris can probably get to the ghoul, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Can he get to Yagana? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, he can. And he definitely is good enough to hit either of them. So he goes to the override, which is lowest agility, which is the ghoul. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hi. And Bladed Terror can also reach both of them, so he's also going to go to the ghoul then. Just a note, Coach is inside of there, and they can't, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, they can't quite reach the Dragon Queen, which is good. So, yeah, see if Ghoul survives. At least he gets to attack first, so we can try to finish off Boris. All right, Kate's doing a whole lot of nothing, because she is trapped. So she's just going to go into melee. But Pyraxian wants to get to an adventure. Gosh, he moves slowly around here. Oh, God, he's like terrible here. Wait, would he even go to that? So he's the -2. He doesn't have money, or sorry, cards or gold. He's not good enough at that. But this, because he doesn't know what it is yet, is technically valid. Although once it's flipped, if like Perendor fails it, it might suddenly stop being valid. But yeah, he's technically just moving forward towards that. It's kind of a waste. All right, now Perendor and Philip also want to attack. I don't think they can reach anybody. Yeah, definitely not with only 5 movement each. So they'll switch to adventuring, which is certainly the smarter thing here. So Perendor can get to there. And Philip, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so he's right outside. All right, well, they will quickly get some stuff from here. All right, we got a lot of melees. Let's go for the most important one. So 6 wits, 5 wits, 7 wits. He's going to try to kill Boris before anything else happens. Boris has 2 life, so we'd have to hit him with either an amaze on his first attack or a double hit with his special power. He's got 6 melee. Boris has got 6 defense. That's a miss. Nope. Okay, Boris is next. See how well this this helmet works. So Boris is 7 versus 6 to hit. He does hit. And then 4 versus 6 armor. Yes, no damage gets through with the -2. Okay, Bladed Tear is also a 7 versus 6 to hit. Also hits. And a 5 piercing versus 6 armor -2. Oh, wait, but that's still 1 because he has 3 attack. So yeah, thank God for this helmet, but he is at 4 life. We need to get out of here. All right, then, hey, fun down here. Yagunna is first. So we're almost ready to shuffle. And she hits. And it's 3 versus 3. Nope. Kate is next. Who is she targeting? Oh, it was lowest agility, right? Oh, and they're equal. So we get to pick. And again, they have the same armor. So we'll go for Kiri again. And she misses. Okay, then Kiri is +1 hits. But only 2 piercing versus 3 armor. Oh, actually does 2 damage finally. Kate, you a tough lady. There you go. 2 damage for you. Oh, wait. Stupid. Daddy, I forgot about the slipaway action. Forget everything that just happened, because she could have switched with Kiri and then moved 2 onto an adventure she wanted to do, so forget her 2 damage. Let's see, which one would she have wanted to go to? She doesn't have money, she doesn't have cards, but she is famous enough. Yeah, that's what she was planning to go to. So she's doing here. Sorry. Let's do the adventure. So she's 6 versus 5, which is, just a squeak. So she doesn't actually accomplish anything. And she gets dismissed to a 5. Oh, God. 5, huh? I guess that's probably the best one for her. But I kind of feel good that she did that. Nobody else is adventuring, by the way. But yeah, now we can actually make the trade and go do some adventuring ourselves. As we switch to Team Black round 5. All right, so free action. I think I'm going to have her give Zane the riot helmet and the terror pistol because he has the least life of anybody. And now he's got a 9 to attack with that. But I still don't have enough confidence to run over there and actually take on some people. So let's just have them all adventure a bit. All right, so Kiri has a bonus for this. Yagunna is decently famous. I guess Zane could run in and give a card here, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I forgot to say, you can move through allies, of course. Don't think I made that clear. So yeah, Zane could get there and give away the helmet. I don't think that's a terrible thing. Well, he's also got a ton of money, which neither of them has. Kiri could just actually stay here because she's got +2 in this place. So then Yagunna... Okay, so Yagunna will do that. I guess between getting rid of his helmet and the money, Zane will get the money and Kiri will stay here. So that's going to be... Man, I might get the bonus if we all succeed there. Oh, never mind. She's getting rid of Team Whites. But yeah, so if that goes well, if at least 2 of them succeed, we'll be winning another adventure key. Okay, Casino is gonna... Where does she want to go? She's got a ton of money, so she could do the rescue to take their thing away. And yes, that's a guaranteed thing, so sure, let's do that. Coach, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He can't quite get in there, but if anybody tries to charge at him, he can rocket them. He's also got the halberd. So what if he goes 1, 2, 3, 4 and actually sits on this swamp terrain? And if anybody charges towards him again, he can get a shot on them. Maybe even try to protect the ghoul? Sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so they're doing a little defensive line here. Good thing none of the enemies have gotten any cards yet to shoot me with. That's everybody, right? Because, yeah, people are totally clumped up. I got two groups of 3 right now. And with no melee, we're just going right to adventuring. So she is spending 1, and then she can dismiss somebody. Well, let's have her go... Yeah, let's have her go after my other characters. Because maybe if one of them goes in the exact wrong place when they get dismissed, then she can use the rescue to help them out. All right, so let's have, I guess Zane can go first. He spends 1 of his 3 gold, and he gets a boost. And for these ones that pay money, you can actually repeat it. So let's pay a 2nd gold, get a 2nd boost. You can't use 2 in the same turn, but that'll give him 2 chances to be awesome with his terror pistol. Have a 10 stats with it. And it's got 8 piercing, so somebody like Boris, it'll be so easy to finish him off with that. Okay, and then he's getting dismissed to a 6 or a 1. I mean, 6 would be just him trying to kill people, I guess. Although you could also run into the smuggling den. No one's been there yet. And there's like a billion enemies up there, too. So sure, he'll go there. Now, let's see Kiri next. She's got potentially the toughest one here. So what's going on? Budget? Haha, you must be joking. True masters of the finest arts transcend budget limits. Pay the gold shown. If you cannot or will not pay, no adventure happens and no dismissal occurs. Oh, this is interesting. So this just sits on top of the deck, by the way, until somebody can do it. But gosh, 3 gold. But it gets you a ton of cards. It gets you a lot of stuff. Oh, and +1 coin if you're there. Okay. So that sucks because we didn't beat them there. So hopefully we'll go here. That's right. She doesn't even get dismissed, though. So she can go... Well, she doesn't have any cards. Crud. Yeah, she can't really do much of anything here. So we'll just hope that Yagana does well. If not, then Kiri can go in and try it next time. So Yagana's a 6 versus a 5. And... Oh, did she amaze? Really? Wow. So in Amaze, she gets 2 money, and she spreads her fame. And good, that does give us the full control here. And she's getting dismissed to a 1 through 4. Lots of free options. So yeah, Casino doesn't really need to spend... well, she can still spend the money to capture the thing, but she doesn't need to worry about dismissing people. All right, 1 through 4. I don't want to be anywhere. That's like just Deathland. Maybe a 3 to try to run into the Watchman's Keep, although we already got a lot of people over there. Well, then honestly, let's have her go here and just run towards the Smuggler's Den where there's not many enemies because she got rid of all of her nice items and all her abilities are used up. Okay, then, like plan, Casino will spend 1 of her 3 coins. She won't dismiss anybody. Well, actually, she could dismiss the ghoul. Let's do that. I didn't even think about that. Okay, so this goes away, so nobody controls this at the moment. The ghoul gets dismissed to anywhere he wants. Where's the safest place? Oh, of course. Let's have him. Wait, does he have any chance? No, he's got a 0 for both of these. I was going to say he could go to the Death's Edge and try to heal, but not really. Hey, gosh, he's not really useful much of anywhere. Back up Zane. I don't really know. Oh, well. But then Casina herself gets dismissed to a 3 to 6. Oh, you know, I forgot. She could have potentially been shooting people who ran near her. Because even though I was planning to use this to turn her into a dragon, she still can shoot with it. I mean, she has terrible odds, so she probably would have missed. But yeah, I definitely forgot. Okay, 3 to 6. Where do I want to go? Maybe she'll try to go to Watchman's Keep again. Why not? And we're going to round 6. How much are we in the lead now? We're winning. So I'm just looking around the board. We're winning 3. And we don't have anybody in the death place yet. And they're probably about to be winning at least 1. So yeah, this is why, again, you might need to like give the AI even an 8th character versus 6. Or like 10 versus 8. But let's see what they're doing. 6. So, Boris and the Blade of Terror adventuring. Thank you. Kate and Pyraxian are trying to attack, although I don't think they're going to be near enough to anybody to do that. Oh, actually, Kate might charge at the coach and get shot with a rocket. Great. And then Perendor and Philip are also adventuring, which is good for them because they're already like next to a thing. All right, so Boris is first, and this is barely a valid adventure for him because he's a 5. He's a 3 and it's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And unfortunately, he's not out yet, so he can't shoot him with his gun. Okay, then Blade of Terror can move 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He can definitely try a quest, although he is -2 here, but since he doesn't know what it is yet, that doesn't necessarily matter. Yeah, and he can't quite get in here, so he will run over there. Man, I'm going to try to steal both my things in one go, although Blade of Terror doesn't have too good of a chance. Okay, Kate wants to attack. This is going to be hilarious. 1, 2. This is the kind of key spot because the Law Rockets have a minimum range of 3. So this is where I'm going to shoot her, and there's no terrain in the way. 4, 5, so this is great. Although she does have good stealth, and he does not have great aim, so pretty reasonable chance she won't get hit for 1 billion damage. And she never got hurt in that other battle, so yeah. But then maybe he'll be able to halberd her if he could hit her with that. Coach is just loaded up, man. Okay, Pyraxian clearly can't attack anybody, so he's going to try to adventure. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so I guess he'll just queue up out here. Although if Perendor and Philip do really well, he might not want to do it anymore. Okay, and then they're going to adventure. So best one for him. Oh, interesting. So he's a -2 here. But they have to be worse than -2 for it to be invalid, and he'd still rather do the known one, even though that's terrible because Philip is like really good for that. I'm just going to make an executive decision and say they do the smarter mix-up because Perendor has a chance of getting something he's good at, and then Philip has pretty good fame for that one. Neither of them has cards or 4 money to buy an elite card. All right, react phase, coach. Shoot. So he's got a 5 versus Kate's 6. But if he hits, it's going to hurt. So he's -1. Oh, no. Oh, no. So now it's 7 piercing versus 3 armor. So +4 and 3 damage. Wow. Okay, we didn't get an amaze, but geez, look at that. So that's 3 damage. Okay, got to give Kate credit. She got blown up by a rocket and she keeps running. And she's the only melee person going. So Coach has a halberd and 4 wits, and so does she. So she goes first. Okay, and she has a 4 versus his 5 to hit, miss. And he doesn't have to use his halberd. He could just punch it with his hands, but because he'll lose it if he hits. But what the hey? Let's go for it and see what happens. So he's got a 5 versus her. Oh, 5 defense, and he misses. Oh man, I was looking at the 1 first. Okay, so he did miss. Oh well. So she is not dead yet, although he could just stay and try to attack her again. Or run far enough away that if she charges towards him, he can rocket her. But anyway, it's adventure time. Adventure time. Come and grab your friends. So let's see who's first. Oh, Boris and Bladed Terror. So Boris has a 3 versus a 5, so -2. Not great odds. You but really? So what's he get? He gets rid of that and he gets 1 coin. Gives him 2 total. And he's going to a 2. Hey, he's saying hi to old friends. And Bladed Terror is a -2. Let's see how this goes for him. He has 0 fame. So he's giving me a -9. Donations are important to our operation. Go before the council and beseech them for additional funds. This does not seem like it's Bladed Terror strikes. Yeah, so he's at a -9, which is a fop. I mean, oh, wait, is it not? Wow, this is the best card ever. It's actually just a failure. Your beseeching is boring. I mean, can he even talk? So this stays on top, by the way, for the next person to go, so you have some information about it. But yeah, he did not get dismissed, surprisingly, even though he was so negative. I didn't even know he had vocal cords. So he's going to a 2 as well. Uh-oh. Not sure how I feel about that. But good, I did maintain control of Hope Hospice. That is solid. I like it. I like it. Here, though, no chance, right? So who's first? Perendor. He's going to flip. Oh, 7. Oh, God. That's even worse than the 5 fame he was trying to go to. Maybe I shouldn't have overridden. Persuade the king to cease his dangerous confrontations with the Steel Bastion. We turn to you as the last hope. Okay, so Perendor is -4. He just ain't that famous. He's a ranger. That's a failure. Let the bloodshed begin. So he just gets dismissed to a 6. That seems like that's where he'd go. And then Philip needs a 5 fame, so he's equal. Remember, if there's a 3 luck, he can redraw. Well, he didn't need to because he succeeded. All right, so he gets a coin as he does some state duties, and they have captured that key. And he's going to a 4, which I guess that would be the best, maybe. All right, almost done. Round 6 for me. All right, Kiri can't do anything else here. Like, nobody really can. Boris can't really either. So we try to kill... Oh, that's right. Bladed Terror is coming, though, so we shouldn't really stay around to kill Boris. How far can Kiri move? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Even with her boost, she couldn't get to 7 to get to that. She didn't have any money for that. She's not smart enough for that. How about the smugglers then? She can just fly through the buildings. That seems smart. So sure, let's send her over there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sure, she'll just hide in the forest for a second. But the negative flying is that if they have ranged weapons, they ignore any terrain in between you when they shoot at you because you're just flying high up. But that doesn't matter when they haven't gotten any. Yeah, so she can easily get in here next time. She's not stealthy. She's not witty. Why is she going here? She doesn't have money. I guess she'll do the quest. Are you going to get she has 2 money, but this waiting one needs 3. Guess I don't know where to send her. I don't want her to be near them. I know that. I guess she'll run towards the smuggler's den too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Coachy coach. I don't really want to stick around and just try to kill Kate. So, what can he grab best? Oh, sorry, that one's done. He has a ton of money, so he could do rescue, but meh. He's good at questing. He's very good at that, although it just gets him more money. Let's see, Kate still hasn't panned, so she has no money. So she can't do rescue. She's got a -2 for questing. Oh. And yeah, even that wouldn't be that good for her. So sure, I'll go ahead and try doing Uphold the Law, which she would have a hard time doing. And then Cassina could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should she turn into a dragon and eat this lady? And then she also gets to shoot fire at her if she runs away. I like that. Yes, we're trashing this to turn her into a dragon. Yeah, so she's going to be a 7 melee, 3 piercing, 4 damage melee attack right now. And then if Kate tries to run past her or something, she can do a 1 to 2 range, 3 piercing, 3 damage flame attack. And she stays dragon with 8 armor and all that until the start of her next turn. Okay, then we got Zane over here with his gun. How far can Bladed Terror run? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my gosh. I'm just thinking Zane could sit over here or over here and guard our people and shoot Bruno as he runs. Yeah, because Bruno can't even, like, get into here or anything until he goes by Zane, and then we can probably finish him off. Oh, not Bruno, Boris. Don't know what I'm talking about. Although, interestingly, I mean, Boris is almost dead, so I'm not going to do it, but I will note that Coach, between having 3 cards and 4 money, could just pay Boris off and steal him to our side. But he's already so hurt, doesn't seem like a worthwhile thing to do. But sure, Zane will go there. I want the ghoul to run away. And he's fast. Yeah, he is faster than Perendor, so that's good. So 1, 2, 3... that's not fast enough, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That way Perendor can't follow and finish him off, and he's pretty well guarded, and then he can run into the smuggling den next turn. I think that's everybody, right? That's 6. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to the big dragon fight. Dragon fight. 7 versus 5. We hit. Uh-oh. Kate gonna get eaten. So it is 3 piercing, 4 damage. So even on a failure, we'll still do 2 damage and kill her. 3 versus 3 armor, so it's -1, 3 damage. Yep, so Kate is chomped upon. Bye-bye, Dragon. Thought you were yummy. That's it for melee, because perhaps unwisely my entire team is in this one spot. But Coach, he's going for Uphold the Law. So he's a 7 virtue, but because of his aura, he's +1 for 8. So he's 3 up, which is just a pass. So he gets 1 coin and steals this for our team. Coach is getting paid, by the way. That's his 5th money. He can go to a 1 to 3. I could go over here and try to mess with this place, but I mean, he can't really shoot his rockets well with all that terrain. So maybe he'll be back over here again. That's it for adventuring, and 2 rounds left. Although this video is going long, we can probably call it, right? Let's see. What's the current score? I'm up here. I'm about to be up here. I'm up here. I'm up here. I'm up here. They're up there. And they don't get the bonus here. So it's like, what, 6 victory points to 1, or about to be 5 to 1 right now. So yeah, I think we needed to make them a little bit tougher because, again, they're not very smart sometimes. Giving them even 1 more character might have made the difference, although I did just get lucky with items and get some good hits. But yeah, that is World Spanners in the skirmish mode, not the campaign mode. You see my preview for the campaign. The enemies are like kind of more generic, but then you're like leveling up your characters, and it's interesting. You're kind of like athletes piloting these like figures from history and fantasy and sci-fi. But I might have a review of the entire system coming soon if I get a chance to play it some more. But thanks for watching, everybody, and a special thank you to our biggest Patreon supporters, J. Willie MF, Pedro Lucas, Nick Skeen, Miles, Wayne Scott, and Steve Wren. We'll see you at the next stop.